Welcome back to Bruins. This isn't the right jersey. Hold on here. There we go. All right, we're done cheering for the Panthers. I've been a Panthers fan for 2 months. Hate it. Love Paul Maurice. We're done now. We're no longer Panthers fans. Welcome back to Bruins game reactions. News edition, kind of covering everything that's happened in the past week surrounding the Boston Bruins. Obviously, you had Panthers making it to the Eastern Conference Final. This is post Game 1 of that series. Brad Marchand did play in that game. The Panthers have a maximum of 13 games remaining. That has achieved the 50% mark that is needed. The Boston Bruins' final trade is Brad Marchand for a first-round pick in 2027 or 2028. Looking back on it now, it was the right thing to do. Marchand wanted to go to Florida. Does it hurt? It does. It does. It always will. It never has stopped hurting since the trade was made. Unfortunately, it was what was best for the organization at the time. I believe that the organization will be better for it. Just sucks that it had to be a 16-year veteran of the Bruins that had to be sacrificed for it. Now, Boston now has 5 first-round picks in the next 3 years, 6 in the next 4, just because it can be pushed to 2028 if it does. Sorry, 5 in the next 4. No, 6 in the next 4 if the pick gets pushed to 2028. The elephant in the room. Don Sweeney has been extended for 2 more years. Immediate reaction, people on Twitter, oh, he's been a terrible GM, whatever. He should be fired. Someone else needs to be brought in. 2 questions, that's it. Number 1, okay, so you fire him. Who gets brought in? Table's open. Put a name forward. Second question, so you're going to hire a new coach for 1 year, fire the GM at the end of this year because that's when his contract is up. His contract is done at the end of the 2025-2026 season. Now the 2028-2029 season, if my math is correct on that. So you fire him at the end of this season, and then you have a new head coach. Then you bring in a new GM. That GM's not going to want that coach because he's the last guy's coach. Why would he want him? So that coach gets sacked, whoever it may be. That hasn't been announced yet. And congrats. Now you're in a circle of suck for the next half decade. Yeah, so this is the right move. Michael Sullivan had a great post on Twitter about it. What Don Sweeney has managed to assemble. He has managed to assemble the winningest team this past decade, the winningest team in NHL history. What happened in the playoffs, that's a different story. 2 Stanley Cup Finals appearances in a decade of work. That's not terrible. Is it better than most? Yes. Is it better than the upper echelon of teams in the league? No, it's not. Assembled the greatest team ever, obviously. Most points, most wins in NHL history. I've been through that just briefly there. And he crushed this year's trade deadline. I don't know how many Bruins fans sat down to watch Game 7 of the Leafs-Panthers series. I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was in Scotiabank Arena for the watch party at Game 6. Got severely harassed for that, but that was expected. I was in my Panthers jersey at the time. Watch Game 7. Brandon Carlo looked decent. Game 6, can't really complain much. The Leafs won 2-0. Game 7, terrible. His highlight of the night was blocking a shot with his butt. And even then, I don't think that was intentional. But that was his highlight. I think he had 2 points throughout the entire series, if that even. You got Fraser Minton for it. And a first. And a first-round pick. Plus the Brad Marchand trade. Plus Murat Husnudinov, who wasn't terrible, to be honest, for a depth guy. Henry Yokiharu, who seemed to fit right in with Nikita Zadorov. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh boy, I don't have the trades out in front of me here. Overall, though, I mean, he did incredibly well for this season, considering what happened. I don't have issues with it. I well and truly don't. Are there questions about it? Yes, there are. There's always going to be questions. If the GM isn't being questioned, then either something's going way too well or the fan base just doesn't care. This fan base does care enough. They care enough to question, and that's a good thing. Oh yeah, trade out Trent Frederick as well. Forgot about that one. Who's now in the Western Conference Final. Brad Marchand's in the Eastern Conference Final. How fun. So yeah, I don't like it. Personally, I don't think he's done a great job, even though I listed off all of his career accomplishments with the Bruins organization in a management role. I can't say that there would be someone better for the job because I can't think of a name better for the job. Like, who are you going to go out and get? Lou Lamoriello and have him just tank your organization like he did the Islanders? Have him hire his son in Providence and then have them tank for the next 20 years? Because that's exactly what happened. His son went to the Bridgeport Islanders before Lou got there, but then it happened, whatever. I'm not going to say that there's someone better because I don't know who would be better. I think I would be better, but I'm obviously going to be a little biased there. Jokes aside, I'm not going to argue that. Now, obviously, you're looking for a new coach. You had a couple options. Joel Quenneville got hired, unfortunately. I'm going to save my thoughts on that for maybe a different video at a different time. I'm not complaining that Boston didn't hire him. I honestly kind of expected it after their history with drafting and, picking up guys who aren't exactly the best off the ice. But right now, I firmly believe it is find a coach, and then it is deal with the free agents, as I nearly knocked my computer over. Yeah. As of right now, on Puckpedia, you have Morgan Geekie, RFA, John Beecher, Murat Husnudinov, and Jakub Lauko, all RFAs. Cole Koepke is a UFA. That's not great. If he walks, I wouldn't fully complain. It would suck because I liked him, but I don't know. He's got a cool name. That's kind of it. I'm trying to cut that out as best I can. On D, you have McAvoy, Lindholm, Zadorov, all locked in till 2030. That's just amazing. Henry Yokiharu, UFA. Parker Witherspoon, UFA. Yokiharu, bring him back. Sign him to the same deal. 3.1. Sign him till 2030. Honestly, sign him till 2030. That's probably the best result, just because of how well he worked out with Nikita Zadorov. And then you got Mason Lowry, the man making $925,000. Man, he looked terrific for a guy that got quite literally thrown into the fire. I believe he had 50 games of NHL experience before this season. That might honestly even be lower. But to get thrown into the fire at 24, 23 even, playing first line minutes, it's not the easiest. Yeah, before this season he had 41 games of NHL experience, 67 games of pro experience, and then obviously college and USHL. He was a -43. What would you like him to do? I don't... Like, people are getting mad at him for how he played this season. He's young. He's going to mature into a great player. He had 13 points in 41 games last year. He still put up almost half a point a game this year, to be honest. 33 points in 77 games. He's going to be a good offensive defenseman. Good. Half a point a game is pretty good from your defense. The guy doesn't take penalties. He's got 34 career penalty minutes in 118 games. Like, if that now, playoff games, that's... Why do you want to get rid of this guy? I don't understand it. Sign the man to 8 years if you can. Even if you got to overpay him, give him, what, 5? Or 5 might be a bit much. I don't know. How much would I give him? 4? 4.5 maybe? Might have to cut the years down on it. Sign him somewhere between $3 to $5 million. It's going to be an overpayment no matter what you're paying the guy right now. Give it 2 years. Cap's going to go up to 110, 112 million. Deal's going to be fine. Oh boy. Where do I begin with the goaltending? First things first, the Bruins did sign a goaltender out of, I believe, the second division Czech league. I think that's right. They signed him to $872,000 for next season. Is he going to be a AHL goalie? More than likely not. Yeah, so this season in the Czech League, he played 29 games, had a .929 save percentage with a .212 goals against in the regular season. I don't know. It's not terrible. Again, I'm pretty sure that's second division Czech League. So it's not the best example. It's $800,000. You sign it. If you need him, call him up. If you don't call him up. Give the guy a chance. That's all you can do. Boston seems to be pretty good on goaltending. Oh, what about Swayman? He's not good. Give him a full offseason once the World Championships end. He will be good, I'm sure. You gotta back off on the guy just a little bit. As for Jonas Korpisalo, arguably the better of the two goalies this year. I wouldn't even argue that. I would, quite frankly, agree with that. $3 million doesn't get you a whole lot in this league, especially with the cap going up the way it is. It might be enough, though, to just get you over the hump on big free agent if you're trying to go out and get one. You got 2 AHL goaltenders. You got 3 goaltenders signed to NHL deals. Someone's got to stick. Michael DiPietro and Brandon Busey both had stellar performances in the AHL this season. I would be very surprised if one of them doesn't work. Even then, if neither one of them work, you got Swayman to play 60 games. That's more than likely what he's going to play. 20 games, you can find 20 games of easy opponents, in theory, to feed those two guys to. And, yeah. As for Swayman at the World Championships, he is currently 4-0-0 with a 197 goals against average. As an ambulance drives past my house, with an 893 save percentage. The save percentage isn't great. I don't know. It's not. I'm going to trust that he gets his game back. If next season starts, I will give him 15 games played, so probably about a third of the way into the season. If he's not playing up to snuff then I am personally going to start getting concerned. If you want to trade him now, you're not getting anything for the guy, quite frankly. He's been a career .912 or above, except last year. You should be able to get a guy, but the league is, what have you done for me lately? And quite frankly, Swayman has done nothing, very little for the Bruins lately. I am in the camp of, if you're going to move a goalie, you move Korpisalo first, and you figure it out with Swayman. You got him for 8 years. He's going to, 7 more years now. He's going to figure it out. Give him time. He's still a very young goalie in this league. He'll find his game, and he will rock it when he does. Also, probably didn't help that for the majority of the season, he had an AHL team, or an AHL defense in front of him. And some people are going to say, oh, well, good goalies can play great in any situation. To that I say no. They, quite frankly, can't. Every goalie is going to see a downtick in production when you exchange half of their starting decor with AHL guys. And I mean, no disrespect to the guys who got called up. Mason Lohrei should not have been playing this much time, although I believe he's better for it. Parker Witherspoon should not have gotten into as many games as he did. Hello, Jasper. Andrew Peak, honestly, he was pretty good. I'm not going to complain. And then Yoki Haru, Zadorov, Lindholm, McAvoy. Obviously, Lindholm, McAvoy, they were out for most of the season. Yoki Haru ends up being a great addition with Zadorov. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. He'll find his game. Moving on. I think that's it, really. I will have... Yeah, I'm just looking through my notes here. I will have a few more videos coming out throughout the offseason. I'm going to do a deep dive. I say deep dive. I'm going to go over the Bruins' performances at the World Championships. David Pastrnak, who currently has 14 points on Czechia. Roman Cervenka, or Severenka. I have not gotten that name right. I know that. Has 13. He's tied for second. Pasternak leads the tournament in scoring. He really said, this team missed the playoffs. I'm going to take it out on the rest of the world. And Elias Lindholm, he's also up there in the top 5. And then Peak and Lowry are both there as well. How did I miss this? Dan Loshmelis, 7 games, 6 points on Latvia. This man is playing against men on a team that is objectively not good, and yet he's leading the team in points. If the Bruins would care to call him up for this season, I do not think anyone would complain. Yeah, they have 4 NHL players on their roster. And that's it for Latvia. Like, they're objectively not a good team. Dan Loshmelis leads Latvia in points, as I've already mentioned. This has just been a Bruins tournament. And people are going to say, oh, well, what about Colorado, Philly? Konechny and McKinnon are... Well, McKinnon is a god in the NHL. Konechny is apparently a god in the World Championships. 1.71 points per game. Really bounced around here in this video. That stat of Dan Loshmelis leading Team Latvia, that's wrong. Eduardas Traumarks is leading. He is a Detroit Red Wings player or prospect. He's leading. He's at 7 points in 7 games. Loshmelis is at 6 points in 7 games. He's right there. Hope, like, that guy might honestly be your third-line center. At some point, he might get moved to the wing. He is listed on Elite Prospects as a center. Boston's just loading up on centers. You got Lindholm, Zacha. One of those guys is going to work out with Pasternak and Geeky, even if you have to swap them back and forth throughout the season. You got Kastelic, who's probably going to be your 4th-line center. How am I blanking on his name? Fraser Minton. You have him as well. Plus, a handful of other guys can come in, take draws when you need them to. And Dan Loshmelis in the AHL. This team can be back in the playoffs very, very quickly. I would love to say this season. I'm going to wait until training camp, see what the opening night lineup is, and then I will make my call then. As for right now, though, this team is looking like they're on track to take some big steps forward over the next few years. You got a lot of first-round picks coming in. Hopefully you use them. Even if you ship them out for maybe an offer sheet, maybe you offer sheet Will Cooley, maybe you offer sheet Matthew Knies. Knies has said that he would like to stay in Toronto. I would like to see him come to Boston. I don't think a lot of people would disagree with me on that. I think it would be really cool having him here. I kind of believe that he channels Boston perfectly. He's always hard on the puck. He will fight a guy when you need him to. And he can score 20 goals. And that is very young Matthew Knies as well. I believe he's only 22. So, kid's got a lot to grow into still. I firmly believe he's going to be a 35, 40 goal scorer in this league. Probably 40, 80. He's going to be about a point per game. Probably a bit more. Might get up into the 90, 95 range in a good year. As for that, though, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like. Click subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, we will be back for for a couple new videos coming up either this week or next. So keep an eye out for those, and have a good one.